So now for this pipe to be in the exact accurate position, we said that it is supposed to go along this axis and inside the wall. Now if I change the discipline to coordination, then we could see the actual walls that we're going to be working with more clearly. So for example, these right here are the walls with that gap between them. Now I could just use a reference plane by using the shortcut RP and draw the reference planes on the wall lines so I would know which way the pipe is supposed to go. So I'm just going to draw these planes like this so we could recognize the wall's positions and axis. Then we're going to also draw this plane along the toilet's axis. Now once again I'm going to go over here to change the discipline from coordination back to plumbing. Okay, so if we take a look here, we can understand that our pipe's axis is supposed to go from here. So to do that, I'm going to select it and drag it by its end backwards. Now also, because the fixtures are placed in the architectural model, we could place this pipe approximately adaptive to the fixture's locations. Now if we could take a look at the CAD plan, let's go to the 5th floor. Here we are, we can see that even clearer. So you see the sanitary pipe, which is for this toilet over here, is coming through this wall, then leads to the left with the floor drain pipe connecting to it, which we're just going to have to model that differently, as in we're going to have to draw the pipe this way, but the floor drain was placed at a different location. After that, according to the CAD plan, the pipe came in here, it was drawn this way and eventually connecting to the main pipe. So let's go see if we can do that. We're going to get the pipe command PI. Then let's check the settings first. The fitting type was supposed to be polypropylene, system type sanitary, diameter 110. And as for the elevation, because we're going to be drawing from the pipe, we're going to have to enable inherit elevation. And because we're getting closer to the fixture, we're going to have to select slope up. And now I'm going to click over here, go upwards, then click again. And also we're just going to use the align command to align the axis of the fixture with the pipes. Now we're going to go at a 45-degree angle, draw upwards, click. Then I'm going to move to the right and click again. And after this point, the pipe is going to go up vertically to connect to the actual toilet fixture. Now I'm going to select this elbow fitting, then click on the little plus sign next to it to convert it to a T. And then I'm going to draw the pipe that's going to be leading to the floor drain. Now I'm going to be using a reference plane to recognize the fixture's axis, so RP. And I'm going to draw this line. Now I'm going to select this T fitting and right click on this clip. Then I'm going to select draw pipe. And now let's check the items. Wall sear, sanitary, and we're going to still be drawing with diameter 110. And I do see that it says 2 inches here, but we'll use the former to see what happens. Now as for the elevation, we already got it by right-clicking and selecting draw pipe, and we're getting closer to the fixture, so we select slope up. Now we're going to draw this pipe at a 45-degree angle. Alright, so now we know that our sanitary fittings and transitions need to be one-sided because the pipes are sloped, so the bottom of the pipes are straight, but the transitions come from the upside. So now to create a one-sided transition, I'm going to select this pipe, and then I'm going to change its vertical justification to bottom. Now let's create a section over here so we can take a look. Just a 45-degree section along this pipe. Now I'm going to also make it a little tighter. Right click and go to view. So now I'm going to select this pipe, and because I've set the vertical justification on bottom, we can see the connection clip has moved to the bottom of the end of the pipe. Before that it was on middle, and so we went to the middle of the pipe. But now we want the vertical justification to be at the bottom, like so. Now I'm going to be using the split element tool, then split this pipe, and then I'm going to select the open end of the pipe, and then I'm going to change its diameter to 50 millimeters or 2 inches. So now our transition is one-sided. I'm going to also select this transition and bring it a little to the left. Now to continue drawing, once again we're going to select this pipe and then change the vertical justification back to middle. Now let's head back to the plan. And to continue drawing, I'm going to select the pipe, right click on it, select draw pipe, and make sure slope is up, then draw towards the fixture. Now let's take a look at this in 3D. So we're going to go over here, and here are the pipes. We've got the one-sided transition, then there's this elbow, and then the pipe goes further ahead, and then up towards the floor drain. Now we also had another floor drain over here. So first we're going to align a L, then align the axis of the floor drain, and then we select the pipe's axis to align them together. Now again, I'm going to select the elbow, then click on the plus sign to convert it to a T. And again, the diameter of this floor drain pipe is supposed to be 2 inches. And now I'm going to click on this T fitting to select it, then right click on the clip, draw pipe, and then draw the pipe upwards. Now I'm going to select the pipe, then I'm going to change its vertical justification to bottom, then use the split element tool to split it, and then I'm going to select this open end of the pipe, then change its diameter to 2 inches or 50 millimeters. Also, I'm going to bring the transition lower. Now to continue drawing, let's not forget to select the pipe, then change its vertical justification back to middle first. Now this longer pipe that we drew at the beginning, there is a parallel of it over on this side as well. As in, we've got these floor drains, the sanitary pipes, and then a pipe that collects them all and leads them down. The sides aren't 100% the same, but they are similar enough. So I could just use the mirror command, as in we could just select this whole thing here, and then mirror the items that we've just modeled on the left side, and then we could readjust the elevations if needed. So first I'm going to drag over this area to select everything that's here, but as you can see, no matter how much I'm trying, none of the pipes can be selected. Can you guess what the reason is? It's because of the view range. Let's press VR, and if you look here, we can see that the view depth, or everything that's visible for us, is as far as -1000 offset. So why can't the items be selected? The reason is this bottom here. You see, anything that's located between the bottom and the view depth cannot be selected by being dragged over. But why is that? That's because the software wants us to consider the elevation of the items with the bottom, the offset of which is currently on 0. So that's the floor. And now let's say that there are some pipes above set floor and some other pipes on the ceiling of the lower level. The ones we could select by dragging are in the same floor, but the unselectables are below that. Now, in order to make our pipes here selectable, we're just going to need to enter the same offset we used for the view depth for the bottom as well. They're both -1000, click OK. And visually, nothing changes, so there's no difference here, and everything looks the same as before. Only difference is that we could drag over the pipes and select them now. Actually, I'm going to also select this pipe, because that one is also part of the path. And then I'm going to go down here and use this filter command, or I could click on the filter command up here in the ribbon. We're just going to get the command to see which items are selected, and we don't want the reference planes, but keep the pipes and pipe fittings. And now next I'm going to be using the mirror-draw axis tool. Basically, I want to draw the mirror axis myself, but then we see that there is no line that we could use as the axis. But if we did, we could just use this mirror pick axis tool. But since we don't have an axis to pick, we're going to draw axis. Now I'm going to go over here, approximately at the center, and click. Now it doesn't have to be 100% at the center, because you could move the items around later. So I'm going to bring them to the right, and stop once they are in the right positions. Only difference is that it appears that this floor drain fixture is at a different position than the one we have over here on the right. So we're just going to use the align command, AL, then click on the floor drains axis, and then on the pipes. Now as for the main pipe, we're going to have to delete this one, as well as this T fitting. Now I'm going to grab this pipe and drag to extend it. And after that, I'm going to be using this trim/extend single element. And after that, I'm going to select this pipe as the basis, then click on this one to connect them together. Now, as you can see, it appears that their elevations don't match, and so they weren't connected properly. So I'll just hit Ctrl Z, and then I'm going to grab this pipe and drag it a little backwards. Now, before I draw the rest of this pipe and then connect it to this one, I could just draw the rest of this pipe. I'll select the elbow, click on the plus sign to convert it to a T. Then I'm going to right click on the T fitting, draw pipe, select slope up. Then I'm going to draw a pipe leading towards this one. First, let's align their axes together, AL. This one's the basis, and align this one with it. Now I'm going to create a section along these pipes, and I'm going to also make this section a little tighter. Then I'm going to right click on the section and go to View. Here I'm going to use the Align command AL to align this pipe on the right side, which, if we look at the plan, would be this one. This pipe is going to be the basis because its elevation was adapted to these pipes. So let's go back to the section, and this one's the basis, and we're going to align this pipe with it. Now we use trim TR and connect these two together. Now let's head back to the plan. First I'm going to close these extra sections. And now we get to connecting these two pipes together. We're going to repeat pretty much the same thing. First get in the pipe command PI, and now we're going to check Vol Sear, Sanitary, diameter 110. Then for the elevation, because we're drawing from this pipe, we're going to enable Inherit Elevation and Slope Up. Now if I move the mouse along this pipe, you can see that its cross-section with the axis of this pipe will be highlighted. So focus on here, and now it's highlighted. This is the axis cross-section, so we're going to click on it, and we've got the Inherit Elevation on, so we're going to draw towards this pipe. Now we create a section along these new pipes. I'm going to also make this section a little tighter, then right-click on it and go to View. So here the basis pipe is going to be this one, so let's get Align AL. This is the basis, and align this one with it. Then we get Trim TR and connect these two pipes together. Now you see, if it doesn't work for you like this, just go back to your plan and realign them. Just get AL, then align this and this. Now this might slightly move your pipe, and you might not even notice it, but they will become aligned. So we could use Trim and connect these two together, and now they've been successfully connected.